Yeah, dude, all the time. And then they'd never do anything about it. So it got to the point
they never do.
No, but the streams are a little bit different. I mean, the streams, they work directly with the web team of Justin.tv. I mean, I'm sure somebody's on the phone with them throughout the pay-per-view events, just pointing them out, this username, this username, this username, and then bang, 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 you know what I mean, block, 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 block. So, but I mean, I remember, God, cease and desist letters would come on a monthly basis, and it was for things like top story images, where we take a wrestler's pick and we crop out the head and we put it up for a top story. I mean, it was little petty things like that, and they eventually gave up on that, and now they're after the online streams, which
bigger fish.
Bigger fish to fry, exactly. But it's I know it sucks for you guys that you know are used to watching WWE pay-per-views on those streams, but you really can't blame WWE for that. You know what I mean?
It's definitely a loss of revenue. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And you're right, they used to nitpick at the days when the news boards were first starting out, and you know, I even had the URL WWFnews.com, and they sent me a letter stating that, you know, they wanted the URL, which, you know, I know people down there, so I spoke to a friend of mine and said, come on, you guys don't even own technically the initials, you know, maybe in the U.S., but not globally, because obviously we know about the World Wildlife Federation. And after I, you know, kind of threw that out there, I stopped hearing from them. I'm like, I'm not even using it, which is even funnier.
Yeah.
They just knew that. I guess they brought, you know, they purchased, you know, report with all the WWE or F at that time, domains, and of course I was one of them.
You know what's crazy is Matt Boone, former co-host of WZR Radio. He's got a lawsuit right now for his MMA website. I probably can't or shouldn't say too much about it right now, but the basic gist of it is he interviewed a fighter, Tito Ortiz, and Tito Ortiz came out and basically trashed this guy, a former training partner of his. I mean, really made him look bad. You know what I mean? And it escalated where this guy said, you know, you trashed me, I'm not a public figure, da-da-da-da-da. So he's suing all the MMA websites that published Matt's interview. Not just Matt. Matt did the interview. And then there's like 30 websites. Yahoo.com is one of them. I mean, it's crazy.
Good luck with that lawsuit.
Yeah, I know. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I was telling Boone, and we were just laughing about it yesterday. It was actually. So, I don't know. Whatever. Lawsuits. No good, you know?
Try to stay away from those.
You do. Hey, would you, I know we got a lot to talk about, but how was the weekend? Softball? Any softball games or what?
Of course. Had a couple of softball games. Didn't do a tournament Saturday. Actually, laid out. I'm not too far. I'm about maybe 500. Well, not 500. I'm about a mile and a half away from the beach. So took a nice little walk, a little stroll, and then, of course, ended up at the beach. Stayed out there for a few hours. Got nice and dark again. Unfortunately, during the tournament in Ocean City, I had farmer's tan, which it didn't sit well with me too much. So
yeah, what are you trying to look good for me when I come down to New York City? Is that the deal? What is it?
Don't flatter yourself. Flatter yourself,
yeah, right.
buddy.
Hey, let me. I didn't plug where we were going to be. I know we mentioned it real quick a minute ago, but this Saturday night, guys. What do you think, Jose? 5, 6 o'clock? What time does I still have to get tickets for Ring of Honor? I better do that here within the. I don't think they're going to sell out, but I'll do that within the next day or so. But what do you think for a quick dinner, quick bite to eat, meet some of these people? What do you think? 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock?
I would say so. I mean, it gives an opportunity to sit down to eat, and then after that, of course. You know, it's not too far, actually. And there's parking around that area, so, there's really not just metered parking around that area, so it shouldn't be a problem. And I would imagine the event will start at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, probably 7:30, 8 o'clock. Maybe they open the doors at 7, somewhere around there. So I would say, I'll tell you what, that's a big show. And I don't have this confirmed, but Austin Aries versus Jerry Lynn for the ROH World title. Ric Flair is going to be at ringside during that match, and all the hype from the HDNet show that Ring of Honor does is based around Austin Aries and Tyler Black. So that looks to be a future storyline feud, and that was supposed to be for the title, the world title. So if that were the case, we would see a title change in New York City on Saturday. I don't have that confirmed, but Austin Aries and Jerry Lynn is the main event of the show in New York City on Saturday, and it wouldn't surprise me to see a title change. The last time I was down there at the Hammerstein was they had Brent Albright versus it's not going to come to me right now, but for the NWA title, and the title changed hands, and what a pop! That was one of the loudest pops that I've ever heard, and I've been in an arena. Steve Austin's arenas with 14,000, 15,000 people in them, and that pop was absolutely insane. So if there is a title change, that'll be something cool to see. It'll be worth the drive down to New York City. You know what I mean? So, anyways, where I'm going with this is, how about it? 5 o'clock. We'll set it for 5 o'clock. It means I'm going to have to leave here at about 2. I'm just doing this all in my head right now. But let's do 5 o'clock. We're going to be at the Dallas Barbecue on the corner of 23rd and 8th Avenue. It's just a few blocks away from the Hammerstein Ballroom. Come down, meet me, meet Jose, meet JMK, possibly. I think he may be there. Not sure on that. But a bunch of people are going to be there, hopefully. We don't bite, you know what I mean? Come down and meet us, you know what I mean? Come down and get a bite to eat, get something to drink, and we'll have a good time before Ring of Honor. Even if you're not going to Ring of Honor, come down and meet us. You know what? I don't go to New York City that often, so I want to meet some of these people, you know?
It'll be interesting. It's something that we can always put the voices to the face. Of course, I'll be meeting you for the first time, and JMK, if he decides to come along.
JMK is he's a pussy because he's not coming.
Why are you calling him out that way?
I know, because he just IM'd me. He's going to Denver, Colorado, over the weekend. So he's not. I wanted to see him. You know, he does a lot of work on this site, so whatever. So he's not going to be there. But me and you are going to be there, and I know of a couple other fans from WZR Radio they're going to come down. So make sure you stop by. We're going to be at the Dallas Barbecue on the corner of 23rd and 8th Avenue in Manhattan this Saturday night at 5 o'clock. You'll hear us say that a couple more times throughout this show, because we're going to plug that up big. I'll put a notice out on the website, and we'll do that on Saturday. And I look forward to meeting you, Jose Rivera, on Saturday.
Ditto.
All right, buddy, where do you want to start? Extreme Rules? Let's, I don't have an Extreme Rules lineup in front of me, recap in front of me. I don't have a Raw recap in front of me. So let's go off what we remember. Does that sound good? And then I don't know.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah, well, I remember most of it. You know what I mean? I hate it when we run down a show from top to bottom, because I feel like everybody's already seen it. You know what I mean?
I think what we should simply do is just kind of our views about the event, because I know certainly I have a couple of things, talk about 4 title changes, and the Hog Pen match and stuff like that. So if you want to just kind of talk about the event itself, what are your thoughts about it, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, that sounds good. Overall, I thought the pay-per-view, I thought it was just going to be one of those throwaway type pay-per-views. You know what I mean? Extreme Rules, whatever. And they really shook some things up on Sunday night with all the title changes. Let me see, the matches that really stuck out in my opinion. I thought Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio had a really good match for the IC title. Probably the second best match on the show, in my opinion. We kind of hinted, we noted that in our predictions last week. We had expected Chris to go over there and then have your face be the one that chases the heel champion. So it didn't surprise me that there was a title change. But great there were the high spots, but it just maybe I went into that match expecting more, just due to the fact that you had Jeff Hardy and Edge both in the ring. I mean, just two great workers, and I think I expected more going into that match. And then the one problem I had with it is CM Punk comes out and cashes in at the end, and it looks like